Okay, we are live. Everybody, imaginary wave to the people.
Hey, behind the scenes, we're waving. Hi, everybody. This is Gio.
We going incognito on you guys tonight, y'all. So, welcome to the channel. This is our entrepreneur um panel, and we are here to talk home-based businesses and entrepreneurship and all that good stuff. So, let me start off by introducing my panel guests up here. Uh, to above me, directly above me, I have Boss Life Online. Say hello, Boss Life.
Hello, everybody. This is Gio. Everybody knows me probably. If not, you need to get to know me. Go ahead on now.
Thank you, Gio. To on Gio's, y'all know I'm bad with left and right. On the side of Gio is the beautiful Pandy from the Making Money Moves with Pandy and Pandy's Hair Candy and More show. So say hello to the folks, Pandy.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Happy Monday. Glad you're joining us. Happy to be here.
Thank you, Pandy. And down here on the bottom, but never to be forgotten, is the hype man himself, my financial guru. I call him Professor Clopton. Tony Clopton, say hi to the people, Tony.
What's going on out there in social media world? This is the magnificent Tony Clopton.
All right. So I'm a little bit under the weather, you guys, but I am going to push through because we got important stuff to talk about. You know, it's tax time right now, and you got two sets of people that are having their emotions about taxes. You got the ones that's getting that fat refund, so they are celebrating. And then you have the ones that may actually owe just a little bit or a lot, depending on where you are. So we're coming in to talk to you about a third group of people who are also excited around tax time. And that would be home-based business owners like ourselves. All four of us have our own home-based business, so we all have gotten familiar with the common tax deductions that are available for people who have their own business. So we kind of special, you know, not that other special. We the good special. We the good special. So we get to write off a lot of things and have deductions. Now, deductions, if you don't know what that is, and don't feel bad if you don't, because I did not know what deductions were. Let me tell y'all, I used to hear every year Tom Joyner was doing his cruise, and he would say, it's tax deductible. The only reason I didn't go on that cruise is because I didn't know what tax deductible meant. I didn't know if I could just show up with just me, myself, and I, and not expect to pay no money, or am I gonna have to pay some money later? So don't feel bad. Tax deduction is just uh, amounts of money that are deducted from your income that you are being taxed on. And it's sort of like a treat for those of us who have a business because, like I said, we special. They look out for us, you know, because we're business owners. So today I just wanted to go over and get some feedback from my panelists on I picked out 5 of the most common tax deductions, and I'm sure pretty much everybody up here can attest to all of these. So the first one, and I'm going to say for this first one, it does not matter whether you rent or own, because I do not own my home. I am renting. But I still get to enjoy the benefits of being able to write off expenses related to my home office. So, Gio, what's your, how has that been beneficial to you over the years?
I forgot I was mute. Well, everybody, you mean tax deductions and how it's beneficial to me?
Yeah, the first one I'm talking about is being able to write off your home or your
Oh,
office at
yeah.
your home.
Yeah, well, I live in an apartment, so it's a certain section of my apartment that has to be so wide and this and all of that. and I get to write that off. So I'm really not actually really paying all the rent that I pay here, because every year I get some of that back. So that is a tax deduction. Okay, my laptops and anything that I buy for my business is a tax deduction. Going out, going out to lunch, whatever. So it has been a big help to me at the end of the year. Even though I am a home-based business, I still, every 3 months, I still send in some money so that I make sure that I get my money back.
Mhm.
You know, see, that's what my accountant would have me doing, is sending
Mhm.
money in every 3 months so that I don't have to owe, because when I get that 1040, I have not paid taxes in. You see what I'm saying? But because of
Gotcha.
all the deductions and stuff like that, and by me paying money in, whatever I did have to pay them, I don't have to owe. I get money back.
So, ladies and gentlemen, in case you haven't figured it out, Geo is a complete entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about no W-2s. She is straight up entrepreneur. Now, I think the remaining three of us, we hybrid. We about, I don't know if you want to say 50-50, 75-25, however you want to put it. But we get, hopefully, we get a 1099 and a W-2 because we have both. So those were good points. Some of the other things that they have listed here, because I just kind of did a quick Google regarding the home office being able to write it off. It says this can include a portion of your rent or mortgage. So, like we said, you don't have to be a homeowner. Even if you're renting, you're still allowed to write off a portion of your rent or,
Right.
or mortgage interest, utilities, insurance, depreciation, and repairs. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it hits a little different when they tell you how much your mortgage or rent gonna be when you know you're gonna be deducting part of it.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So just
So
let me say this:
go
when
ahead.
before I went all the way entrepreneur, working for myself, my business started when I was working. So I know it from both ends. Like, I had to put the W-2 in, the 1099,
Mm-hmm.
and I got way more money back because they were taking money out of my check. I wished I knew about this my econ long time ago. Where I could have kept most of my money and didn't have to wait for it from the IRS. And then when I went straight entrepreneur, just working strictly for myself, that's when I knew I had to have an accountant, because I didn't want to get caught up with the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I asked him, uh, uh, what do I do to not have to owe them? And then that's why I was saying this is what he told me to do. And every 3 months, I send in like $100, every 3 months. And then by the time tax time roll around, I don't have to worry about owing them. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
they send me a check.
You know what? You got a good account. You didn't get that all reliable. You need to either have a baby or buy a house. That's usually the tax advice they give you
Yeah.
to keep from owing.
You owe to buy a house?
To buy a house or have a baby is what I heard, prior to learning about this business when I used to try to find out what I can do to lower my tax bill.
Hmm.
Those were the two suggestions that I was usually given.
Girl,
Yeah.
I don't want no house, and I'm darn sure not having no another baby child. This stuff hurt. No,
But
ma'am.
yeah, I'm so thankful for businesses like mine because they teach you that you got more options than that. You
Yeah.
can do this, you know. So I appreciate that, Gio. So I'm gonna go to the next one, and it says business expenses. Many of the typical business expenses you incur can be deducted from your taxes, regardless of whether you have a home-based business. These expenses can include office supplies, software subscription, internet and phone services, marketing and advertising costs, and professional fees. So, Pam, let me know how these particular deductions have benefited you.
All right. So we're talking business expenses, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Things
So
like
for me,
go ahead.
oh, okay, go ahead.
No,
Um,
I was just gonna give you a list of some of the ones they mentioned, but if you got your
oh
own,
yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Uh,
Segue into that.
okay, they mentioned things like office supplies, software subscriptions, and when they say software subscriptions, I count that as like my McAfee for computer viruses and you know
Hmm.
subscriptions to StreamYard, subscriptions to a lot of these apps, and they also mentioned internet and phone services.
That is awesome. I actually agree with all of those. Your StreamYard, of course, because we're doing business virtually, we're live streaming, so that's definitely a great tax deductible expense. Even some of your editing software, because you're using it to create content to market your business, so that is a great tax deduction.
Mhm.
Um, your cell phone, because we do a lot of our marketing in shorts that we're creating on the cell phone, the Wi-Fi bills, the cable or whatever you're using for your Wi-Fi streaming services,
Right.
all that good stuff, your ring lights, your laptops. I like that what you just said about the antivirus software, because I didn't even think about that one. I'm
Oh
like, yeah, I
yeah.
do pay for that. I got to add that.
And it's expensive.
It is expensive.
Well, what
So
I
yeah,
call expensive anyway.
mine too, and they just go on and take it out every 2 years, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's what that's for." So
Right.
yeah, definitely. And I love the fact that this is kind of like a sidebar, but with my econ and the cash flow manager, how you can
Mhm.
just so easily and accurately track those expenses to make sure you are getting all of your just due.
That's
So
right. Because actually, the one you were just talking, the McAfee, it usually comes out the same month every year. So you can go ahead and put that on repeat, and it's gonna pop it up there for you, whether you remember or not.
right, right. So yeah, definitely be mindful as small business owners. Whatever you're paying to keep your business flowing, making sure that everything is up to date, up to par, as far as what you're using to create your content, to market, to advertise. Whatever you're putting out, you need to be tracking it, because it is tax deductible as a small business owner. And that is not really an option to us when we are not. If we're just W 2 workers and we're buying those things, that's just money gone.
Exactly. And let me throw your shameless plug out there because I know you recently started a class where you're teaching people how to do basic editing and everything. So usually people will have this software like me. I would like sign up for all of these different apps and stuff, but never took the time to learn fully how they can help me. So at the end of the year last year, I went through counseling stuff, counseling. Because I'm like, even though it was something I could write off, it's good to have a class that you can go to, like the one you're doing, where you actually can learn and get the most out of what you're paying for. Because Canva, for instance, is expensive if you want to get that premium one, but it has so many things that you can do. Am I right?
Absolutely. I love it. It is so helpful for what we need to do as far as marketing our business.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
All right, Peg, I appreciate that. So, how's the clock then? Um, the next thing they mentioned, and and I know you know about this one because you make that selfless trip to the gym every day to your what do they call it, designated business spot to go in there and work out for them 2 seconds and not sweat. So, Professor Clapham, talk to us about mileage as a business expense.
That was pretty funny. You say them two little minutes. Well, the IRS publication says there's no time limit on how long you stay. So I'm gonna go if I go in there and turn around, I can count that. You know what I'm saying? So let me talk a little bit about the mileage on your vehicle. I think that people don't realize when the government wants you, when they want to give you money, they incentivize it through the tax codes. It's like cash for clunkers. Remember that? The solar,
Mhm.
remember that? Y'all remember the electric cars, stuff like that. When you buy into things like that, the government is going to give you those deductions. It's just like mileage for your vehicle. When the gas goes up, the mileage rate went up. So it's like
Mhm.
we have to be mindful if the government, a lot of times they're not going to give you hand, they're going to give it to you in a deduction. So I'm always looking at ways when the government wants you to do something, when they want you to go out to eat more, they're going to give you an incentive to do that. When they want you to buy this particular vehicle, they're going to incentivize it through the tax code. So anytime the government is going to give me some money, I'm looking at the tax savings side of it first. And mileage is very big for me because I understand if I'm calculating my miles at whether it's 66 cents, 67 cent, 68 cent, it's going up. Like every so often it goes up. So it allows people that are business owners to take advantage. And those that don't, they don't get anything. So it's up to us to be able to share this knowledge. So mileage is a big one for me.
Right. Because I'm sitting here trying to pull up my slow calculator because I didn't want to have to like bang this out in my head. But like if it's 68 cents a mile, and what would you say you do on average in a month as far as mileage for that you count as business miles?
I probably say I do a little on a monthly. I'm probably doing close to about I'd say 3,000 because I've moved a little bit closer to my job, so I'm looking roughly around 2-3,000 miles a month.
Well, 3,000 miles is 68 cents a mile is $2,040.
Okay,
So that ain't nothing to sneeze at.
right.
you know? So think about that. If he's saying he does that in a month and you multiply that times 12, not to mention there's probably some unexpected business stuff that comes up. This is just your standard stuff, right? So, oh, I guess
Yeah, I
you
say
mean.
yeah. That's right. That's the standard stuff. Talking about just the mileage alone.
Yeah, like, every now and then we'll do something for the business outside of our normal routine. And you get to add that mileage in as well, like if we're going to a convention or something like that. And
Oh yeah,
this
yeah,
time
yeah. That's
you're
just so.
driving.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so um don't y'all sleep on the deductions. I think sometimes people get so caught up on actually having someone put money in your hand that they overlook the benefit of a deduction. It's still a stream of income, a deduction is, because if you think about it like this, it's almost like if you're going and buying something and they're telling you, okay, we're having a sale today and it's 50% off and it regular costs $100. They didn't give you $50, but at the same time, they did give you $50 because you were able to buy whatever that item was at half the price. Deduction is the same thing. It's knocking money off as you're building up your taxable income. So don't think of it as not gaining anything. You really are gaining anything. It's a stream of income when you think about it. The last thing that I have on here is continuing education and training. And that kind of goes back around to, I was talking about Pandy's doing her class where she's teaching you how to do some basic editing. I just almost completed a class with Boss Life Online here, who did a class on affiliate marketing. All of those classes are for me to better improve my business, my marketing skills, and all that stuff. So that goes towards continuing education and training for me, and I count it. So it hit a little different when you sign up for stuff and you know that it's a deduction.
Yeah.
All right. So that's everything I have on the list. But I'm gonna give everybody an opportunity. If you have thought of something outside of what we covered that the average person may not think about, that's a write off. Feel free to let us know. Boss Life, what you got?
Well, I like to wear wigs, so that's a part of my business expense. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying? Because all the time I might get a phone call, and back in the day, somebody would say, "Well, can you meet me down here at this dentist?" I say, "Yeah." Then first thing I think about, oh, my hair. So I used to go and I used to, have a number of hair replacements or wigs so that and I used to write it off.
girl, you ain't saying nothing but a thing. I got a closet full of personalities in there. I just pulled one out.
It was part of the meeting and stuff like that. All kind of office things. I had to take like pencils, pens, notepads, whatever. All kind of office stuff you can write off. Office chairs for your home, everything. All the things that Pandy said. So if it's for your business and you got a receipt for it, hold on to the receipt.
Exactly. I just in the last year I've replaced the chair. I've had to buy an additional monitor, and then I bought a couple of gadgets. I ain't gonna say I had to have them, but they helped improve my business.
Yeah.
So I got them. So it's nice to know that you can write those things off. Um.
I bought a little cart to carry my computer and all the things, my
Oh yeah.
presentation and all of that. So I put that down as well. Uh,
Exactly.
I believe my accountant had told me at some point in time that I could write off my membership dues, some parts of it.
I do that. Not for this business, but because in my professional business I have to do a membership and continuing education and all that stuff. I put that right there on my taxes because
Right,
I
right.
can't do my job without it.
Any kind of education that I have to go to online that I have to pay for, I save my receipts and I always pay with PayPal.
And PayPal is good because number
Right,
one, it's a good record keeper. But what I really like about PayPal is if somebody try to get over on you, because I done got a couple of times order stuff. PayPal don't give you a hard time about it. They tell you to fill out the dispute before you finish typing in your last name. They then credit it back to your account.
right,
So PayPal is the best, especially if you're ordering from a vendor that you're not familiar with.
right.
So yeah. Somebody in the chat asked, can you keep your credit card statements? Yes, you can. I mean, for me personally, I use the cash flow manager um more so for things like capturing receipts of things that I don't do on a recurring basis. If it's something like my utility bill, I don't copy 12 pages of utility bills because I know I paid that with my credit card and I can go back and pull that out. So depending on what it is, but like for things that are single things that you may forget about, I prefer to go ahead and take a picture of that receipt and put it in my cash flow manner.
Right.
So not saying that you can't use the credit card statement, but depending on if it's something really out of the blue, like last week I bought this new camera thing with the microphone and all that stuff. I won't remember that when I start looking at receipts. I'll see, and you know how they do with the on PayPal. For me, when I go back and because I'm not perfect. Sometimes I have to go back and research my account to see exactly what I bought. It'll be some name in Chinese or Japanese that don't even convert over to American, and I'm like, I don't even know what this is. So as soon as I order it, I go ahead and do a screen print of the receipt with the picture of the item because I know how bad my mind is. And I'm be sitting there scratching my head in 6 months talking about something. What is this?
Yeah, PayPal is a great way because that's the first place I go to because I buy all of my apps or editing materials like that, banner apps, and whatever I'm going to use. When I buy it from other affiliate marketers, I buy it through PayPal. And then I just go back through PayPal from January to December to make
Yep.
sure I got them all on the list.
I
So
do
that,
that same thing.
yeah,
Because, the great thing about the cash flow manager is it tracks all those things. But there is room for human error. The problem is you got to put the information in. It's not going to hop out your brain and into that cash flow manager. So that's why it's good to at least once a week, especially if it's not a regular reoccurring bill that comes through. If you, like, trying to think, did we do anything this weekend that would have that I should have put in the cash flow manager while I'm thinking about it? I don't think so. But that would be the type of item that I've been forgot about that I should have went on and put in immediately. So whether you use the cash flow manager or not, however you're tracking your expenses, you have to make sure you're documenting them and keeping up with them, because at the end of the day, it's just your word against theirs if you don't have any proof. So keep that in
yeah.
mind. Tony, you got any other, or did I ask you already? Did you have any others that you wanted to throw in that we may have looked over as far as write-offs that you generally do for your business?
I think we all pretty much touched on all of them. The biggest one for me was that home office and your business expenses, as far as like your, I don't even know what you would call that, like your business equipment and things that you are purchasing on a regular basis for the sole purpose of your business. And I love the fact that Gio mentioned that about the wigs, because, for example, somebody who does that as a content creator, you're constantly purchasing the wigs and you're promoting them, you're advertising them, you're reviewing them and marketing them. Well, you need to be writing that off as a business expense if you're doing that for that purpose. So just understanding what you have in your hands, and if you are serious about your business and you're trying to make a coin, be tracking that and making sure that you're getting your just due come tax time.
Right. Because everything that you don't track, that you actually spent your hard earned money on, you pretty much just donate it because you don't have the proof now. So that's kind of
Yeah,
unfair to you, but then you did it to yourself if you didn't track your expenses.
correct. I agree. This has been a really good conversation.
Elsa Cloppy, what you got?
Hey, I got a really great tie-in to end the session.
Hmm.
I remember Dr. Lynn Richardson talked about she invests in the Bible. It's faith-based. It helps you with learning about life. And this verse stuck out to me, Ecclesiastic 11:2, when it talks about investing in seven streams, maybe eight, for you don't know what disaster may come across the land. You'd have to be ready. It says to diversify your income. So what we're doing now is operating as home-based business owners, and we are actually utilizing the tax system to gain wealth. So I think the Bible is a great source. Like my econ is faith-based, so we know a lot of the principles that the founder came up with came from the Bible. So if you purchase the Bible or you're going to church, paying your tithes and offering, I think that's a great place to lay your foundation and just start with the Bible.
That is a good one because a lot of people, I don't know if everybody knows that tithes and offerings are deductions. Some people may not know that and may choose not to use it. Me, myself, and I, if it's a deduction, I'm gonna use.
Absolutely. Amen.
So, all right, y'all, this has been a great conversation. I hope it was enlightening for whoever was listening. Let me go ahead and say hi to everybody in the chat. Um, hey, Marlene. I see Marlene Motivates. Y'all check Marlene Motivates out. Now, here's a Facebook user. For some reason on my StreamYard, sometimes it won't give me the name, but whoever Facebook user is, thank you for coming through. and leave me your comment. If you're watching this later, please like, subscribe, and share, and give us a old thumbs up. Click the thing in there. And if you have any questions about home-based business ownership, please feel free to reach out to myself or Gio, who is Boss Life Online, Pandy, making money moves with Pandy, Tony of the Tony Clopton Show, or myself, Melissa King, my econ. We are all here, and we're all available to help you understand why having a home-based business is the best move to make, especially in this economy. Because I don't know how many of y'all, what kind of raises y'all getting on y'all's job, but they not covering this. My job is not covering this influx of inflation. So keep in mind, home-based business. A lot of you may already be doing home-based businesses, especially if you have a successful YouTube channel and you're getting an AdSense check. So you may want to just ask questions to find out what are you leaving on the table. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me, Gio, Pandy, and Tony. And I guess week after next, will it be the week after next? Tony will be coming. He'll be hosting on his channel and giving us a great topic to dive off into. So thank you guys for coming. Have a great week, and we appreciate you. Good night,
Thank you.
y'all.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Good night, everybody.